In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, where humanity's empire stretches across the stars, there walk giants. These colossi of metal and might, towering over the battlefields of a million worlds, are the Titans, the most formidable war machines ever created by mankind. Born in the forges of Mars and its distant offspring, these behemoths are living legends, each a walking fortress capable of laying waste to entire armies. The Titans are more than mere weapons. They are the embodiment of the Imperium's technological might and the Adeptus Mechanicus devotion to the Omnissiah. Each Titan is a unique masterpiece, its construction a ritual spanning centuries, its activation a ceremony steeped in mystery and reverence. From the nimble warhound scouts to the city-crushing Imperator Titans, these god machines inspire awe and terror in equal measure. But a Titan is nothing without its crew, the chosen few who form a symbiotic bond with the machine's spirit. Princeps, moderati, and tech priests work in perfect harmony, their minds melded with the Titan's own through the manifold, a neural interface that blurs the line between man and machine. This union allows these gigantic war engines to move with a grace that belies their size, striking with precision that would be impossible for a mere automaton. The Titan legions, known collectively as the Collegia Titanica, are the elite formations that house and deploy these mighty war machines. Each legion has a history stretching back to the dawn of the Imperium, their battle honors etched into the very fabric of human history. The Legio Griffonicus, the War Griffins, whose thunderous advance broke the back of the Orc War at Ulanor. The Legio Ignatum, the Fire Wasps, whose flame-wreathed god machines purged 1,000 worlds during the Great Crusade. The Legio Tempestus, the Storm Lords, whose prowess in void combat is unmatched among their peers. These legions are more than military units. They are societies unto themselves, with traditions, hierarchies, and cultures as varied as the worlds they hail from. Some, like the Legio Astorum, the Warp Runners, are known for their swift, aggressive tactics. Others, like the Legio Atarus, the Firebrands, are famed for their stoic determination and unbreakable battle lines. Each legion jealously guards its secrets, from the arcane rituals used to awaken their god machines to the tactical doctrines that have seen them triumph on countless battlefields. The history of the Titan legions is intertwined with that of the Imperium itself. During the Great Crusade, it was often the thunderous step of Titans that heralded the arrival of the Emperor's forces on newly discovered worlds. In the dark days of the Horus Heresy, brother turned against brother, and the might of the Collegia Titanica was split asunder. Loyalist and traitor Titans clashed in apocalyptic battles that reshaped continents and scarred planets for millennia to come. In the aftermath of that terrible conflict, the Collegia Titanica was forever changed. Many once proud legions were reduced to shadows of their former selves, their ranks decimated, their homeworlds lost. Others emerged stronger, tempered by the fires of civil war. The Titan legions became more than ever the backbone of the Imperium's military might, a final line of defense against threats that could overwhelm even the vaunted Space Marines. Now, in an age of unending war, the Titans stride forth once more. They face threats undreamed of by their ancestors. Tyrannid bio-titans that match them in size and ferocity, Necron colossi rising from their eons-long slumber, Orc gargants cobbled together from scrap, yet somehow a match for the Imperium's finest. The thunderous duels between these titanic engines of destruction reshaped the face of worlds, their battles becoming the stuff of legend. Yet for all their power, the Titan legions face challenges from within as well as without. The relentless march of time has taken its toll on even these mighty war machines. Ancient technologies are lost, irreplaceable components fail, and the knowledge to create new Titans slips further from humanity's grasp with each passing century. The Collegia Titanica finds itself in a constant struggle, not just against the Imperium's enemies, but against entropy itself. In this era of deepening shadow, where the light of the Astronomicon flickers and warp storms tear reality asunder, the Titans remain a beacon of humanity's defiance. They are the Omnissiah's wrath made manifest, the Emperor's will expressed in city-crushing footfalls and volcano cannon blasts that light up the sky. To the beleaguered defenders of the Imperium, the sight of a Titan striding to war is a promise that mankind shall not go quietly into the darkness. This is the saga of the Titans and their legions, a tale of gods and monsters, of technology so advanced it borders on magic, and of the men and women who dare to bond their souls to these ancient and terrible engines of war. In the battles to come, it will be the Titans who stand as humanity's last, best hope for survival in a galaxy that knows only war. The grand stage of the Collegia Titanica is populated by a diverse cast of factions and individuals, each playing a crucial role in the saga of these god machines. At the heart of the Titan legions stands the Adeptus Mechanicus, the tech priests of Mars. These guardians of humanity's technological heritage are the creators and caretakers of the Titans. The Fabricator General of Mars, supreme leader of the Mechanicus, holds ultimate authority over the Collegia Titanica. This technopontiff's decisions can mobilize entire Titan legions or consign them to centuries of inactivity. Within the Mechanicus, the Divisio Militaris oversees all aspects of Titan operations. This branch is led by the Magos Militaris, a figure whose strategic acumen is matched only by their mastery of war machine lore. Under their guidance, the Collegia Titanica has weathered millennia of conflict, adapting to new threats while preserving ancient traditions. Each Titan Legion is commanded by a Grand Master, a veteran princeps whose tactical genius and iron will have been proven in countless battles. These individuals bear titles as varied as the legions themselves: Lord Marshals, Paramount Seniores, or Legio Grandmasters. Their word is law within their legion, and their strategies can determine the fate of entire war zones. The princeps form the core of every Titan crew. These exceptional individuals possess the mental fortitude to meld their consciousness with the machine spirits of the god engines. Senior princeps, having survived decades or even centuries of neural interface with their Titans, often develop a symbiotic relationship with their war machines, their personalities forever altered by the experience. Supporting the princeps are the Moderati, officers responsible for secondary systems and weapons control. Though less celebrated than their commanders, skilled Moderati are essential to a Titan's combat effectiveness. The most talented among them aspire to one day ascend to the princeps' command throne. Tech priests of the Mechanicus form an integral part of every Titan crew. These engine seers tend to the god machine's myriad systems, appeasing its machine spirit and enacting field repairs that border on the miraculous. Chief among them is the Magos Princeps, responsible for the Titan's overall mechanical and spiritual well-being. The Collegia Titanica also maintains its own priesthood, the Techno-Arcana cult. These spiritual leaders tend to the metaphysical needs of both machines and crews. Their rituals and litanies are crucial in maintaining the delicate balance between man and machine within each Titan. Outside the Mechanicus, the Imperial Guard often provides support forces for Titan operations. Specially trained Titan Guard regiments excel at protecting the god machine's flanks and clearing infantry threats. These soldiers view their role as sacred, many hoping that proximity to the Titans might grant them a fraction of the Omnissiah's favor. The Space Marines, while operating independently, frequently fight alongside Titan legions in major campaigns. The sight of these transhuman warriors advancing in the shadow of a warlord Titan is one of the most awe-inspiring spectacles in Imperial warfare. Some chapters, like the Iron Hands, have forged particularly close bonds with certain Titan legions. On the dark side of this conflict stand the traitor Titan legions, those who turned against the Emperor during the Horus Heresy. These corrupted god machines, their forms twisted by millennia in the warp, are now as much demon as they are machine. Led by dark Mechanicum heretics, these abominations seek to overthrow their loyal counterparts and plunge the galaxy into chaos. Xenos races bring their own equivalents to the battlefield. The Eldar field graceful phantom titans, whose elegance belies their deadly nature. Orc gargants, while crude in comparison, make up for their lack of sophistication with sheer destructive power. The awakening Necron dynasties deploy colossal constructs that predate humanity's earliest civilizations. Behind the scenes, the Adeptus Terra plays a significant role in Titan deployments. The logistics of moving these massive war engines across the galaxy require the coordination of countless Imperial offices. The Departamento Munitorum's influence can determine which war zones receive Titan support and which must do without. The Inquisition maintains a watchful eye on the Collegia Titanica, ever vigilant for signs of tech heresy or chaos corruption. Inquisitors with the authority to requisition Titan support wield immense power, capable of turning the tide in sectors threatened by enemies of mankind. Civilian populations, while rarely directly involved in Titan operations, play a crucial role in the Collegia Titanica's mythology. On Forge worlds, entire generations of workers may dedicate their lives to the construction or maintenance of a single Titan. To the common citizens of the Imperium, Titans are more than weapons. They are incarnations of the Emperor's might, their very existence a source of inspiration and awe. The Navis Nobilitae, the noble houses that produce navigators, are essential for the interstellar deployment of Titan legions. Without their guidance, the massive ships carrying these god machines would be unable to traverse the warp, severely limiting the Titan's strategic mobility. Rogue traders operating on the fringes of Imperial space occasionally cross paths with Titan legions. These encounters can range from providing crucial intelligence on Xenos threats to offering unique archaeotech that might enhance a Titan's capabilities. As the constant wars of the 41st millennium rage on, these key players in the saga of the Collegia Titanica continue to shape the destiny of the Imperium. From the hallowed halls of Mars to the flame-wreathed battlefields of distant worlds, the actions of these individuals and factions determine the fate of entire sectors, their decisions echoing through history with the thunderous footfalls of the god machines they command. The roots of the Collegia Titanica stretch back to the dark age of technology, when humanity first mastered the art of creating these colossal war machines. As mankind spread across the stars, the Titans served as both protectors and conquerors, securing humanity's dominion over countless worlds. The true birth of the Titan legions as we know them came with the rise of the Adeptus Mechanicus on Mars. As the Red Planet's tech priests unlocked the secrets of ever more advanced machines, they saw in the Titans the ultimate expression of the Omnissiah's will. The forges of Mars rang with ceaseless activity, producing god machines of unprecedented size and power. During the Age of Strife, as warp storms isolated human worlds and ancient MP, Lyres crumbled, the Titans stood as bulwarks against the darkness. On countless planets, these towering guardians were all that stood between humanity and extinction, their blazing weapons holding back tides of Xenos invaders and rampaging mutants. When the Emperor began his great crusade to reunite humanity, the Titan legions were among the first to pledge their allegiance. The Mechanicus, seeing in the Emperor the physical manifestation of the Omniscia, committed their mightiest engines of war to his cause. This alliance, formalized in the Treaty of Mars, laid the foundation for the Imperium of Man. As the Great Crusade swept across the galaxy, the Titan legions were often at the forefront of the advance. Their thunderous arrival shattered the defenses of countless alien empires and brought recalcitrant human worlds to compliance. The sight of a Titan striding to war became a symbol of imperial might, a promise of either salvation or annihilation. During this era of expansion, many new Titan legions were founded. As the Mechanicus established forge worlds in newly conquered systems, these planets began producing their own god machines, each with unique characteristics reflecting their world of origin. This diversification of the Collegia Titanica ensured a wide range of tactical options for Imperial commanders. The Horus Heresy, that great civil war which nearly tore the Imperium apart, had profound consequences for the Titan legions. As battle lines were drawn, many legions found themselves divided, with brother turning against brother in cataclysmic confrontations that reshaped entire worlds. The schism within the Mechanicus led to the birth of the Dark Mechanicum, and with it the corruption of numerous titans to the cause of chaos. In the aftermath of the heresy, the Collegia Titanica underwent significant reorganization. Many once proud legions had been decimated, their numbers reduced to a fraction of their former strength. The loss of numerous forge worlds and the destruction of irreplaceable technical knowledge meant that the production of new titans slowed to a trickle. The age of apostasy brought further challenges. As the Imperium tore itself apart in religious strife, many Titan legions found themselves caught between conflicting loyalties. Some chose to remain neutral, while others took sides in the conflict, their interventions often proving decisive in key battles. The millennia that followed saw the Titan legions adapt to a galaxy of constant warfare. New threats emerged: the Tyranid hive fleets with their bio-titans, the awakening Necron dynasties with their unstoppable war machines, and Orc-Wags of unprecedented scale. Each challenge forced the Collegia Titanica to evolve, developing new tactics and technologies to counter these existential threats. The Gothic War marked a turning point for many Titan legions. The conflict saw unprecedented cooperation between different legions as they faced the horrifying might of Abaddon's Planet Killer. The lessons learned during this campaign led to lasting changes in how the Collegia Titanica approached large-scale warfare. The Indomitus Crusade, launched in the wake of the Great Rift's creation, once again saw the Titan legions at the forefront of Imperial efforts. As the Imperium's forces pushed back against the encroaching forces of chaos, the God Machines proved invaluable in breaking enemy strongholds and providing heavy fire support in the most challenging war zones. The recent resurgence of Necron activity has posed new challenges for the Collegia Titanica. The ancient Xenos' advanced technology, capable of neutralizing even the most powerful Imperial weapons, has forced many Titan legions to reassess their tactics and loadouts. Engagements with Necron constructs have led to an arms race, with the Mechanicus striving to unlock new capabilities in their ancient god machines. The ongoing plague wars in the Ultramar system have seen Titan legions facing a uniquely insidious threat. The corrupting influence of Nurgle's forces has tested the resilience of both machines and crews, leading to increased emphasis on spiritual and physical purification rituals. As the Imperium enters an age of unprecedented peril, with threats closing in from all sides, the Titan legions find themselves more vital than ever. Yet they also face challenges from within. The loss of ancient knowledge, coupled with the increasing scarcity of resources, has made the construction and maintenance of Titans ever more difficult. The Primaris Space Marine project, with its introduction of new technologies, has sparked debate within the Mechanicus about the potential for similar advancements in Titan design. Conservative elements resist such changes, arguing that the God Machine's ancient patterns are sacred and inviolable. More progressive tech priests see in these developments an opportunity to enhance the Titan's capabilities for a new era of warfare. Political maneuvering within the Adeptus Mechanicus also impacts the Collegia Titanica. Different forge worlds vie for the resources and authority to maintain larger Titan legions, seeing in them a source of both military power and political influence. These internal conflicts sometimes spill over into the deployment and utilization of Titans in the field. As the 41st millennium draws to a close, the Collegia Titanica stands at a crossroads. The God Machines remain among the most potent weapons in the Imperium's arsenal, yet they are also relics of a bygone age, increasingly difficult to maintain and replace. The actions taken by the Titan legions in the face of these challenges will play a crucial role in determining the future of the Imperium itself. The age of technology saw the first true Titans emerge from humanity's most advanced forge worlds. These early God Machines, while formidable, were but shadows of what was to come. As human civilization spread across the stars, Titans evolved, growing in both size and complexity. The greatest of these engines stood kilometers tall, their weapon systems capable of reshaping continents. When the Age of Strife descended upon the galaxy, many Titans were lost, their secrets buried beneath the rubble of fallen empires. On Mars, the tech priests guarded their knowledge jealously, ensuring that the art of Titan construction would not be lost to the encroaching darkness. Across the galaxy, isolated human worlds relied on their remaining Titans to fend off alien invaders and mutant hordes. The Great Crusade marked a renaissance for the Collegia Titanica. As the Emperor's forces swept across the stars, forged worlds were reclaimed and new ones established. The Titan legions, now formally organized under the Adeptus Mechanicus, marched at the forefront of mankind's reconquest. Worlds like Lucius and Metallica began producing unique patterns of god machines, diversifying the Collegia's arsenal. During this era of expansion, notable campaigns such as the Golgothan Slaughter and the Assault on Veneton saw Titans proving their worth against the most formidable Xenos empires. The Legio Mortis gained fame for its role in the compliance of murder, while the Legio Ignatum's actions during the Nov Shendak campaign became legend. The Horus Heresy shattered the unity of the Collegia Titanica. As the War Master's rebellion spread, Titan turned against Titan in battles of unimaginable scale. The Beta Garmin conflict, known as the Titandeath, saw hundreds of god machines clash in a campaign that would determine the fate of Terra itself. Forge worlds burned as loyalist and traitor forces sought to secure the means of producing and repairing their vital engines of war. In the aftermath of the heresy, the Collegia Titanica underwent a period of reorganization and consolidation. Many legions found their numbers severely depleted, while others had been lost entirely to the forces of chaos. The Adeptus Mechanicus, realizing the vulnerability of concentrating their god machines, began a program of dispersal, garrisoning Titan forces across key Imperial worlds. The Age of Apostasy brought new challenges. As the Imperium fell into religious strife, some Titan legions found themselves at odds with the very institution they had sworn to protect. The Legio Tempestus notably clashed with forces loyal to the tyrant Goga Vandir, their actions helping to bring about the end of his reign of terror. As the 41st millennium dawned, the Collegia Titanica faced threats undreamed of by their ancestors. The First Tyrannic War saw Titan legions confronting the Bio-Titans of High Fleet Behemoth, machines of metal and faith pitted against monstrosities of flesh and instinct. The Battle of Macragge witnessed the Legio Praetor unleashing their fury upon the Tyrannid swarms, their god machines standing as islands of defiance amidst a sea of chitin and acid. The Gothic War brought a new dimension to Titan warfare. As void battles raged across the sector, specialized Titan configurations were developed for ship-to-ship combat and planetary landings. The Legio Astorum's daring assault on the Planet Killer demonstrated the adaptability of these ancient war machines to new forms of warfare. With the coming of the Necron threat, the Collegia Titanica faced an enemy whose technology often surpassed their own. The Yuctan Sojourn saw an entire Titan battle group of the Legio Pallidus Mor vanish without a trace, only to reappear centuries later, twisted by the Necron's chronomantic abilities. This incident spurred the Adeptus Mechanicus to develop new defenses against the ancient Xenos' reality-altering weaponry. The 13th Black Crusade erupted across the galaxy, and once again, the Titan legions stood at the forefront of humanity's defense. On Cadia, god machines dueled with the demon engines of the traitor legions, their battles scarring the planet's surface even as it broke apart under the baleful gaze of Abaddon's Blackstone fortress. The formation of the Great Rift presented unprecedented challenges and opportunities for the Collegia Titanica. With large swaths of the Imperium cut off from Terra, many Titan legions found themselves operating with unprecedented autonomy. The Indomitus Crusade saw Titans deployed alongside Primaris Space Marines, their combined might breaking deadlocks across 100 worlds. Recent years have witnessed a resurgence of Titan warfare on a scale not seen since the Horus Heresy. The plague wars in Ultramar have pitted loyal god machines against the rotting, demon-infested Titans of Nurgle. On Vigilis, linchpin of the Nachmund Gauntlet, Titans of the Legio Metallica have played a crucial role in maintaining Imperial control over this vital corridor through the Great Rift. As the 41st millennium draws to a close, the Collegia Titanica stands on the brink of a new era. The return of Robert Guilliman and the innovations he brings have sparked debate within the Adeptus Mechanicus about the future of Titan design and deployment. Some call for embracing new technologies, while others insist on maintaining the purity of ancient patterns. The recent Pariah Nexus campaign has seen Titans adopting new tactics to combat the Necron's null field technology. Legios deployed to this theater have begun incorporating Calexis assassins into their crew complements, using their negative psychic presence to shield the god machines from the most insidious Xenos weapons. The Siege of Terra stands as the most pivotal moment in the history of the Collegia Titanica. As Horus's forces closed in on the Imperial Palace, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. The Legio Ignatum, stalwart defenders of Terra, faced their greatest challenge as traitor Titans hammered at the walls of the Emperor's sanctuary. In the shadow of the Eternity Gate, Titan clashed with Titan in battles that shook the foundations of the Imperial Palace itself. The Dies Irae, a corrupted Imperator-class Titan of the Legio Mortis, led the traitor assault, its weapons capable of obliterating entire sections of the palace's fortifications with each salvo. Facing this behemoth stood the Legio Ignatum's own god machines, their ranks bolstered by loyalist engines from other legios who had answered Terra's call for aid. The warlord Titan Oathkeeper became a rallying point for the defenders, its princeps, Tamen Verticorda, displaying supernatural calm in the face of overwhelming odds. As the siege reached its climax, the arrival of the Legio Salaria turned the tide. Their swift warhound Titans darted between the feet of larger engines, harrying the traitor forces and disrupting their battle lines. This moment of confusion allowed the Legio Ignatum to launch a decisive counterattack, driving the traitor Titans back from the walls. The final confrontation between loyalist and traitor god machines took place in the shattered ruins of what had once been Terra's greatest manufacturing district. Here, amidst the twisted wreckage of fallen Titans, the fate of the Imperium was decided. The Dies Irae, cornered by a coalition of loyalist engines, finally fell, its destruction marking the beginning of the end for the traitor assault. In the aftermath of the siege, the Collegia Titanica found itself irrevocably changed. Many of its most storied legios had been decimated, their strength broken upon the anvil of civil war. The loss of irreplaceable technical knowledge and the destruction of key Forge worlds meant that the era of widespread Titan production was over. Yet from this nadir, the Collegia Titanica began to forge a new identity. The surviving legios were reorganized, their ranks filled with the remnants of shattered battle groups. New protocols were established to prevent future schisms, with princeps subjected to even more rigorous psychological screening and indoctrination. The Adeptus Mechanicus, recognizing the vulnerability of centralized Titan production, implemented a policy of dispersal. Forge worlds across the Imperium were tasked with maintaining small cadres of god machines, ensuring that no single loss could cripple the Collegia's fighting strength. This decentralization had unforeseen consequences. As Titan Legios became more closely tied to individual Forge worlds and sectors, they began to develop unique cultures and combat doctrines. The Legio Astorum, for instance, became renowned for its mastery of rapid strike warfare, while the Legio Ataris gained fame for its unbreakable defensive formations. The post-heresy era also saw a shift in the Collegia Titanica's role within the Imperium. Once the spearhead of human expansion, the Titan legions now found themselves cast as guardians, protectors of humanity's domains against an ever-encroaching darkness. This new paradigm was put to the test during the War of the Beast, as Orc Wags of unprecedented scale threatened to overwhelm the Imperium. Titan legions formed the backbone of many desperate defenses. The Legio Metallica's last stand on Glondax became a legend, its god machines fighting to the last, even as the world crumbled beneath their feet. The age of apostasy brought fresh challenges. As the Imperium tore itself apart in religious strife, many Titan legions found themselves caught between conflicting loyalties. The Legio Crucius's intervention in the Doniax Rebellion showcased the potent political influence wielded by the Collegia Titanica, with the mere threat of Titan deployment often proving enough to quell unrest. As new threats emerged in the galaxy, the Collegia Titanica was forced to adapt. The Tyranid incursions saw Titans facing biological horrors that dwarfed even their massive frames. The Battle of Macragge witnessed the Legio Praetor unleashing devastating firepower against High Fleet Behemoth's largest bio-titans, their victory coming at the cost of nearly half their god machines. The awakening of the Necrons presented a different kind of challenge. The Xenos' phase technology and Gauss weapons proved capable of bypassing even the most robust void shields. The Legios deployed against Necron forces began to emphasize mobility and long-range engagements, recognizing the dangers of close-quarters combat with these ancient foes. The Gothic War marked another turning point, as Titan legions found themselves engaged in void combat on an unprecedented scale. The Legio Astorum's boarding action against the Planet Killer demonstrated the adaptability of these ancient war machines, with specialized Titans modified for ship-to-ship warfare. The 13th Black Crusade and the fall of Cadia heralded a new era of total war. As the Great Rift tore the galaxy in half, many Titan legions found themselves isolated, cut off from Mars, and forced to operate with unprecedented autonomy. This period saw the rise of Archmagi Dominus like Hieronymus Tesla, whose radical modifications to the Legio Metallica's god machines allowed them to better combat chaos-corrupted Titans. The Indomitus Crusade brought hope in the form of new technologies and strategies. Belisarius Caul's innovations, while primarily focused on the Adeptus Astartes, spilled over into Titan design. The Legio Defensor unveiled the first Primaris pattern Warlord Titan during the liberation of Raxus, its enhanced reactor and updated weapon systems proving decisive against the forces of chaos. As the Imperium enters the 42nd millennium, the Collegia Titanica stands at a crossroads. The god machines remain among humanity's most potent weapons, yet they are relics of a bygone age, increasingly difficult to maintain and irreplaceable when lost. The future of the Titan legions will depend on their ability to adapt to a galaxy where the only constant is war, and where the enemies of mankind grow ever more numerous and deadly. The aftermath of major Titan engagements often reshapes the very worlds on which they occur. Continents bear scars from their titanic footfalls, while entire hive cities lie in ruins, testament to the devastating power of their weaponry. On Ulanor, site of the Emperor's triumph and later the crucible of the Orc resurgence, vast tracts of land remain uninhabitable millennia after the god machine's passage, saturated with radiation and unexploded ordnance. The psychological impact of Titan warfare extends far beyond the immediate destruction. Populations who witness these walking cathedrals of war are often left with a mixture of awe and terror that persists for generations. On worlds fortunate enough to host loyalist Titan legions, the god machines become objects of veneration, their engagements commemorated in local festivals and rituals. Conversely, planets that fall victim to traitor Titan assaults often develop deep-seated cultural trauma, with the very sight of a Titan silhouette triggering mass panic even centuries later. Economically, the presence of a Titan legion can fundamentally alter a world's development. Forge worlds tasked with maintaining Titan battle groups often see their entire industrial output oriented around servicing these colossal war engines. This specialization can lead to increased strategic importance, but also greater vulnerability, as evidenced by the catastrophic consequences suffered by Tigris after the loss of its Titan legion during the Ecclusiad War. The Collegia Titanica's influence extends into the political realm, with Titan legions often serving as silent arbiters in sector-wide disputes. The mere threat of Titan deployment can force recalcitrant planetary governors into compliance, while the support of a battle group can legitimize a contested succession. This power is not without its dangers, as seen during the Macarian heresy, where competing Titan legions nearly sparked a civil war that could have unraveled the late Lord Solar's conquests. In the wake of the Cicatrix Maledictum's formation, the strategic value of Titan legions has grown exponentially. Worlds cut off from Terra rely on their god machines as linchpins of defense against the encroaching forces of Chaos and Xenos threats. This increased autonomy has led to a resurgence of the Princeps Maximus title, with these commanders wielding influence that rivals that of sector governors in the fragmented Imperium Nihilus. The tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus have observed a troubling trend in the machine spirits of long-serving Titans. Extended exposure to the heightened warp energies of the post-Rift galaxy has led to increased instances of machine rebellion and Princeps burnout. The Legio Furians famously lost 3 of its most experienced god machines to catastrophic system failures during the Plague Wars, their machine spirits driven to madness by prolonged contact with Nurgle's corruption. Efforts to replenish Titan numbers have taken on a new urgency, leading to increased experimentation in sacred machine production. The forges of Lucius have begun exploring alternative power sources for smaller Titan classes, while Styges Yates' tech adepts delve into forbidden xenotech in search of ways to enhance Titan Void shield capabilities. These developments have not gone unnoticed by the more conservative elements of the Mechanicus, raising fears of potential schisms within the ranks of the Omnissiah's followers. The relationship between Titan legions and other Imperial institutions has evolved in the face of ever-increasing threats. Space Marine chapters now regularly train alongside Titan battle groups, developing combined arms tactics that leverage the strengths of both transhuman warriors and god machines. The Obsidian Jaguars. Chapter's famous Shadow of the Titan assault protocols, developed in conjunction with the Legio Defensor, have been adopted by several other chapters operating in Titan-supported war zones. Inquisitorial scrutiny of the Collegia Titanica has intensified, driven by fears of tech heresy and chaos corruption. The Ordo Hereticus maintains a particular interest in monitoring the psychological stability of Titan crews, mindful of the catastrophic consequences should a god machine fall to chaos. This attention is not always welcomed by the Mechanicus, adding another layer of tension to the already complex relationship between these two pillars of the Imperium. The Adeptus Ministorum has embraced the spiritual significance of Titans, incorporating them into the iconography of the imperial cult. On shrine worlds across the Imperium, great cathedrals bear stained glass windows depicting Titans striding to war alongside images of the Emperor and his Primarchs. This veneration has given rise to a sect known as the Disciples of the Divine Engine, who view Titans as physical manifestations of the Emperor's will. In the realm of military doctrine, the experiences of the Indomitus Crusade have led to a re-evaluation of Titan deployment strategies. The Codex Titanica, a compilation of tactical guidelines penned by Ultramar's famed Logos Historica Verita, emphasizes the integration of Titan battle groups with more mobile forces. This approach was vindicated during the Noctis Eterna campaigns, where the combined might of Primaris Astartes and modernized Titan formations broke the deadlock on dozens of war-torn worlds. The necessity of operating in demon-infested war zones has spurred the development of new defensive technologies for Titans. The Legio Metallica's Archmagos Dominus Hieronymus Tesla pioneered the use of sanctified adamantic shielding, designed to repel both physical and ethereal threats. While enormously energy-intensive, these developments have proven crucial in theaters where reality itself frays at the edges. Efforts to recover lost Titans have taken on a near-religious significance. Explorator fleets scour dead worlds and space hulks for any sign of these ancient god machines, while rogue traders leveraged their unique freedoms to seek out titans lost to time and tide at the fringes of known space. The recovery of the Legio Abhorrex arm of Sullus from the depths of a death world's acid oceans was heralded as a miracle, its restoration a cause for sector-wide celebration. As the Imperium faces threats on an unprecedented scale, the Collegia Titanica stands as both a bulwark against annihilation and a symbol of humanity's enduring might. Yet for all their power, the god machines are not invincible. Each titan lost is irreplaceable, a fragment of mankind's greatest achievements consigned to oblivion. In this time of ending, the actions of the Titan legions may well determine whether humanity survives to forge a new empire among the stars or falls into eternal darkness. The god machines of the Collegia Titanica represent the pinnacle of the Imperium's technological might, each a unique fusion of ancient knowledge and martial prowess. At the heart of every Titan lies its plasma reactor, a miniature sun harnessed by technology bordering on the miraculous. These reactors, shielded by layers of adamantium and restricted by containment fields, produce the colossal amounts of energy required to power the Titan systems and weaponry. Void shields form the primary defense of these walking fortresses. Unlike conventional energy fields, void shields shunt incoming attacks into the warp, rendering the Titan impervious to all but the most concentrated firepower. The Legio Ignatum's development of recursive field harmonics has allowed for unprecedented shield stability, enabling their god machines to withstand even the reality-warping attacks of Necron Gauss weaponry. The machine spirit of a Titan is perhaps its most enigmatic component. Far more than a simple cogitator, these artificial intelligences border on sentience, forming a symbiotic bond with their crews. The Legio Crucius's revolutionary Anima Chorus protocol seeks to amplify this connection, allowing for reaction times that border on precognition. Titan weaponry varies widely, from the precise lance strikes of volcano cannons to the indiscriminate fury of quake cannons. The Legio Destructor's Opus Planetus cannon stands as perhaps the most terrifying example of Titan armaments, capable of destabilizing a planet's tectonic plates with sustained fire. Such weapons are used only in the direst circumstances, when a world's loss is deemed an acceptable cost for victory. In terms of tactics, Titan warfare has evolved significantly since the days of the Great Crusade. The Princeps Majores of the Legio Astorum pioneered the spear point maneuver, a complex formation that concentrates void shield coverage, allowing a battle group to weather storms of enemy fire as they close to optimal firing range. This tactic proved decisive during the siege of Hydra Caudatus, breaking the back of the Iron Warrior's defenses. The Legio Tempestus has mastered the art of urban warfare, developing the Shattered City doctrine. This approach leverages a Titan's ability to stride through buildings, using the urban landscape as mobile cover. By constantly shifting firing positions and using collapsed structures to channel enemy movements, they turn sprawling hives into deadly killing grounds. For confronting faster, more numerous opponents, many legios have adopted the Castellan formation. Warlord Titans form a defensive core, their void shields overlapping to create an impenetrable barrier, while squadrons of Warhound scouts dash out to harry the enemy. The Legio Graphonicus employed this tactic to great effect against Tyranid swarms during the defense of Ulthor. Advancements in augmetic interfaces have allowed for unprecedented levels of control over auxiliary units. The Legio Metallica's Fist of Mars protocol networks Skitarii legions directly with their god machines, allowing Princeps to coordinate combined arms assaults with inhuman precision. This melding of man, machine, and infantry was the key to breaking the Orc lines during the Third War for Armageddon. The threat posed by enemy Titans and super-heavy vehicles has led to the development of specialized hunting cadres. The Legio Venator's Deathblow squadrons consist of Warhound Titans equipped with modified volcano cannons, sacrificing rate of fire for armor penetration. These packs stalk the fringes of larger engagements, looking for opportunities to land killing blows on enemy god machines. In void combat, Titans have found new purpose as siege breakers and boarding entities. The Legio Furians has pioneered the use of Reaver-class Titans as void-capable assault units, their god machines modified with enhanced inertial dampeners and magnetized feet. The sight of these colossi striding across a battleship's hull, shrugging off point defense fire, has broken the morale of many a Void Fortress's defenders. To counter the psychic threats posed by warp-spawned entities, the Collegia Titanica has begun incorporating Culexus Temple nullifiers into their crew complements. These soulless operatives create a shadow in the warp around the Titan, offering a measure of protection against demonic possession and psychic attacks. The ethical implications of this practice remain a point of contention within the Mechanicus. The recovered STC fragments from the Blood Angels Baal Secundus campaign have led to experiments with adaptive armor composites. The Legio Defensor's Aegis pattern plating can alter its molecular structure in response to enemy fire, becoming more resistant to specific types of attacks as a battle progresses. While still in the testing phase, this technology promises to dramatically increase a Titan's survivability in protracted engagements. For operations in extreme environments, several Legios have developed specialized configurations. The Legio Tempester's Frost Giant pattern warlords, designed for Arctic warfare, incorporate thermal recycling systems that use the extreme cold to boost reactor efficiency. Conversely, the Legio Ignatum's Salamander configuration allows their god machines to wade through lakes of lava, using the intense heat to power additional weapon systems. The threat of chaos corruption has led to increased emphasis on spiritual purity and machine sanctity. The Legio Praesagius has instituted the rites of percussive maintenance, a series of rituals that combine practical repair work with prayers and incantations. These ceremonies not only keep the god machines in peak condition, but also strengthen the bond between crew and Titan, creating a unified entity more resistant to chaotic influence. In response to the time-altering technologies of the Necrons, several Forge worlds have begun experimenting with chrono-stabilization fields. The Legio Astramen's temporal anchor device creates a bubble of accelerated time around a Titan, allowing it to match the speed of phase-shifted enemies. While the strain on both machine and crew limits its use, this technology has proven invaluable in engagements with the ancient Xenos. As the Imperium faces ever more diverse and deadly foes, the Collegia Titanica continues to adapt, melding ancient traditions with cutting-edge innovations. Each advancement, each new tactic, is paid for in blood and sacrifice, forged in the crucible of endless war. Yet for all their power, the greatest strength of the Titan legions lies not in technology or firepower, but in the indomitable will of those who crew these god machines, ready to stand against the darkness that threatens to engulf humanity. Princeps Majoris Esau Turnit of the Legio Tempestus stands as one of the most revered heroes in the Collegia Titanica's recent history. His masterful command of the warlord Titan Winter's Fury turned the tide during the Macarian Crusade's Karsk campaign. Facing an Orc-Gargan horde that outnumbered his battle group 10-1, Turnet employed brilliant hit-and-run tactics, using the planet's fierce blizzards as cover. His strategies not only defeated the Greenskin threat, but did so with minimal damage to his own forces, a feat that earned him the rare honor of a personal commendation from the Lord Solar himself. On the darker side of the Collegia's ledger, few names evoke as much dread as that of Princeps Corrupta Ava Roth of the fallen Legio Mortis. Once a paragon of the Omnissiah's will, Roth's fall to chaos during the Horus Heresy was as swift as it was catastrophic. Her Imperator-class Titan, Arm of Darkness, laid waste to dozens of loyalist worlds before finally meeting its match during the Siege of Terra. The final duel between Roth and the loyalist Princeps Sultana Vec is still studied in Titan academies across the Imperium, a stark reminder of the thin line between devotion and damnation. Magos Domina Aestra Kepri of Forge World. Lucius earned her legendary status not on the battlefield, but in the forges. Her groundbreaking work on plasma containment fields revolutionized Titan reactor design, allowing for unprecedented power output without risk of catastrophic overload. The Kepri pattern reactors have since become standard in all new Warlord-class Titans, their distinctive hum a testament to her genius. Kepri's innovations didn't stop at the technical. She also developed new training protocols that reduced Princeps burnout rates by 30%, saving countless irreplaceable lives and minds. The infamous Dark Mechanicum arch-heretic Vothier Tark serves as a foil to Kepri's brilliance. His blasphemous experiments with warp-infused technology have created some of the most terrifying Chaos Titans ever encountered. Tark's crowning abomination, the Void Mother, is a hybrid of machine and demon that defies classification. Imperial forces who face this monstrosity report weapons that fire streams of pure warp energy and void shields that feed on the souls of the slain. The hunt for Tark has become a top priority for both the Collegia Titanica and the Inquisition. Princeps Prima Hera Dexos of the Legio Ignatum earned her place in the annals of Imperial history during the Promethean War. When a splinter fleet of High Fleet Kraken threatened to overwhelm the vital forge world of Griffon IV, Dexos led a last-ditch defense that has since become legendary. Her warlord Titan, Faith's Pyre, held the final breach for 3 days and nights, its weapons never falling silent. Even after suffering catastrophic damage, Dexos refused to withdraw, using her crippled god machine as a stationary gun platform until reinforcements finally arrived. Her actions saved billions of lives and preserved crucial manufacturing capabilities that the Imperium could ill afford to lose. In contrast to Dexos's selfless heroism, the renegade Princeps Orkan Raz of the Legio Furians serves as a cautionary tale of pride and ambition. Raz's skill in Titan warfare was undeniable, but his hunger for glory led him down a dark path. During the Badab War, Raz turned his coat, offering the services of his battle group to the secessionist forces in exchange for a fiefdom of his own. His intimate knowledge of Imperial Titan tactics made him a deadly foe, and it took the combined efforts of 3 loyal Titan legions to finally bring him to justice. Raz's fall serves as a grim reminder that even the mightiest can be seduced by the promise of power. The tech priestess Veronique Dar earned renown not for martial prowess, but for her skills in diplomacy and negotiation. As an emissary of the Adeptus Mechanicus, Dar has brokered numerous agreements between fractious Titan legions and forged alliances with night houses that have stood for centuries. Her crowning achievement was the Pax Machina, a treaty that ended a long-standing feud between the Legio Ataris and the Legio Defensor, uniting their forces against the Tyranid incursion in the Octarius sector. Dar's ability to navigate the labyrinthine politics of both the Mechanicus and the wider Imperium has made her an invaluable asset in coordinating the Collegia Titanica's efforts across the galaxy. Standing in opposition to Dar's unifying work is the shadowy figure known only as the Dissonant Vox. This mysterious saboteur has been linked to numerous incidents of Titan rebellion and Princeps mutiny across several sectors. Imperial investigators suspect the Dissonant Vox of being a master of scrap code, able to corrupt a god machine's spirit with a single encoded transmission. The true identity and motives of this digital phantom remain unknown, but their actions have sown discord and paranoia throughout the ranks of the Collegia Titanica. I Moderati Primus Fung To of the Legio Crucius rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most respected Titan crew members in recent memory. His unparalleled skill in weapons coordination turned the tide in countless battles, most notably during the defense of the Andromax system. When a Chaos battle group led by the traitor Titan Legion Legio Vulcanum threatened to overwhelm the system's defenses, To's precision targeting allowed his battle group to take down enemy Titans with minimal collateral damage to the vital habdomes. His techniques for maximizing damage output while minimizing reactor strain have since been adopted by Titan crews across the Imperium. The dark mirror to To's precision is the Chaos Lord Hexagora, the Unmaker, formerly of the Legio Mortis. Where To seeks to preserve, Hexagora revels in wanton destruction. Fused with his demonically possessed warlord Titan, Eternal Ruin, Hexagora has become more machine than man, driven by an insatiable desire to unmake all of creation. His attacks are characterized by their sheer, overwhelming firepower, often destroying entire cities just to eliminate a single target. The trail of dead worlds left in Hexagora's wake serves as a chilling reminder of the destructive potential of a Titan in the wrong hands. These individuals, both heroic and villainous, illustrate the immense impact that a single person can have when given command of a god machine. Their legacies continue to shape the strategies and philosophies of the Collegia Titanica, serving as inspirations to aspire to, or cautionary tales to be heeded. In the grim darkness of the far future, where titans stride and worlds burn, it is often the will of these remarkable individuals that determines the fate of entire sectors. The Collegia Titanica, for all its documented history and rigorous record-keeping, harbors numerous mysteries that continue to baffle even the most learned tech priests of Mars. Among these enigmas, the fate of the Legio Lacrimosa stands out as particularly perplexing. This Titan Legion, known for its somber demeanor and unparalleled skill in night fighting, vanished without a trace during the Gothic War. Eyewitnesses report seeing the Lacrimosa's god machines marching into an unnatural fog on the death world of Clawhaven, never to emerge. Periodically, Imperial forces receive distress calls bearing the Legio's signature cant, only to find empty battlefields showing signs of recent and intense combat upon arrival. The existence of the mythical Omnissiah's Chosen continues to be a subject of fierce debate within the Adeptus Mechanicus. According to ancient texts found in the deepest archives of Mars, this secretive order of tech priests possesses the knowledge to awaken the most powerful and arcane functions of the Titans, abilities long thought lost to time. Some dismiss these tales as mere legend, while others point to unexplained incidents of Titans performing seemingly impossible feats as evidence of the Chosen's influence. The search for these enigmatic figures has become an obsession for many within the Collegia, driving some to explore the most remote and dangerous corners of the galaxy in hopes of uncovering their secrets. The phenomenon known as ghost manifestations has been reported with increasing frequency across various Titan legions. Crew members describe seeing spectral images of long-destroyed Titans fighting alongside them in the heat of battle, their weapons somehow affecting the material world. The Legio Tempestus has documented several instances where these apparitions turned the tide of otherwise hopeless engagements. Whether these are warp echoes, manifestations of machine spirits, or something else entirely remains a hotly contested topic among both the Mechanicus and the Inquisition. On the Forge world of Styges the Eight, rumors persist of a hidden facility where tech priests conduct forbidden experiments on captured Xenos Titan analogs. Whispers speak of attempts to reverse engineer Eldar Phantom Titans and even to reactivate dormant Necron constructs. While officially denied by the Mechanicus hierarchy, the sudden leaps in void, shield technology, and gravitic manipulation coming out of Styges the Eight lend credence to these clandestine activities. Inquisitorial investigations have so far been inconclusive, with several agents disappearing under mysterious circumstances while pursuing these leads. The true purpose of the Omega- grade psychers sometimes found among Titan crews continues to puzzle Imperial scholars. These individuals, whose presence nullifies psychic phenomena, are incredibly rare and highly valued by the Collegia Titanica. Some theorize that they serve as a final line of defense against demonic possession of the god machines, while others believe they play a crucial role in stabilizing the Titan's arcane technology. The Ordo Hereticus maintains a close watch on these psychers, concerned about the potential for their abilities to be weaponized on a larger scale. The existence of the Dark Forge remains one of the most disturbing mysteries surrounding the Collegia Titanica. According to fragmented reports and the ravings of captured heretics, this mobile space station serves as a roving factory for the creation of Chaos Titans. Its location is said to shift constantly, appearing in different warp-tainted regions of space to unleash new abominations upon the Imperium. Despite numerous search and destroy missions, the Adeptus Mechanicus has yet to confirm the Dark Forge's existence definitively, let alone neutralize this dire threat. The sudden and inexplicable increase in Titan machine spirit sentience has become a growing concern for the Collegia. Reports of god machines acting autonomously, sometimes even overriding their princeps' commands, have risen sharply in recent years. The Legio Crucius famously logged an incident where a Reaver Titan, its entire crew slain, continued to fight with terrible efficiency for hours before finally shutting down. This evolution in machine behavior has led some tech priests to question the fundamental nature of the bond between Titan and crew, and whether the ancient pacts that bind these spirits are beginning to fray. The quest for the legendary STC templates for Titan construction continues to drive explorator fleets to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Rumors of a complete, uncorrupted STC database hidden on a lost Forge world tantalize the Adeptus Mechanicus with the promise of unlocking the full potential of Titan technology. Numerous expeditions have been launched based on the flimsiest of clues, some never to return. The few fragments recovered over the millennia have led to significant advancements, fueling the belief that the complete templates would revolutionize not just Titan warfare, but the entire technological base of the Imperium. The phenomenon of choir resonance among Titan battle groups has defied conventional explanation. In rare instances, usually during the most desperate battles, multiple Titans have been observed operating in perfect synchronization, their movements and firing patterns displaying a cohesion that surpasses even the most well-drilled maneuvers. Survivors of these events report experiencing a sense of unity that transcends normal human consciousness. Some within the Mechanicus believe this to be a manifestation of the Omnissia's will, while others seek a more scientific explanation, studying the interaction between multiple Titans' machine spirits in hopes of replicating this powerful effect. The true extent of the Emperor's involvement in the creation of the first Titans remains shrouded in mystery. Ancient texts hint at the Master of Mankind personally overseeing the construction of the most powerful god machines, imbuing them with a fraction of his psychic might. These accounts are largely dismissed as myth-making, yet the longevity and resilience of certain Titans, particularly those dating back to the Great Crusade, continue to defy conventional understanding of the technology. Some whisper that these eldest engines carry within them a spark of the Emperor's power, a final safeguard against the encroaching darkness that threatens to engulf humanity. These mysteries and more continue to intrigue and confound the minds of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the wider Imperium. Each enigma represents not just a gap in knowledge, but a potential key to unlocking new powers or understanding the true nature of the bond between humanity and its most potent war machines. As the Collegia Titanica strides forward into an uncertain future, these unanswered questions drive its members to push the boundaries of their knowledge and faith, ever seeking to unravel the secrets of the Omnissiah's greatest creations. As the Imperium of Man stands on the precipice of the 42nd millennium, the Collegia Titanica remains a beacon of humanity's technological might and indomitable will. The god machines, ancient and irreplaceable, continue to shape the fate of entire worlds with their thunderous strides and earth-shattering weaponry. Yet, the future of these colossal war engines is as uncertain as it is pivotal to mankind's survival. The creation of the Great Rift has fundamentally altered the strategic landscape in which the Titan legions operate. With vast swaths of the Imperium cut off from Terra's light, many legios find themselves operating with unprecedented autonomy. This decentralization, while necessary for continued defense of isolated sectors, carries with it the seeds of potential fragmentation. As Titan battle groups forge their own destinies, Divergent doctrines and loyalties emerge, echoing the divisions that once tore the Imperium asunder during the dark days of the Horus Heresy. The resurgence of chaos forces in the wake of the Cicatrix Maledictum poses an existential threat to the Collegia Titanica. Traitor Titan legions, their war machines twisted by millennia of warp exposure, strike at the heart of Imperial defenses with terrible fury. Each loyal Titan that falls to these corrupted god machines represents not just a military loss, but the potential birth of a new abomination to be turned against its former allies. The psychological impact of facing these perversions of the Omnissiah's work has led to increased incidents of crew instability and even defection among some of the more isolated Titan battle groups. Technological stagnation, long a concern for the Adeptus Mechanicus, has reached a critical point for the Collegia Titanica. The loss of Forge worlds to enemy action or warp storms has severely impacted the ability to maintain and repair the existing Titan fleet. Desperate measures are being taken to preserve these irreplaceable war machines, with some tech priests resorting to forbidden technologies and Xenos-inspired modifications. This pragmatic approach, while necessary for survival, risks further schisms within the Mechanicus and increased scrutiny from the more puritanical elements of the Inquisition. The emergence of new threats has forced the Collegia Titanica to adapt its tactics and even its fundamental approach to warfare. The silent advance of the Necron dynasties, with their phase technology and Gauss weaponry, challenges the very laws of physics upon which Titan warfare is based. Tyranid hive fleets, capable of fielding bio-titans that match or even exceed the size of Imperial god machines, present an ever-evolving threat that tests the limits of the Collegia's tactical doctrines. These challenges have spurred a renaissance of sorts within the more progressive Titan legions, leading to innovations in both technology and strategy that would have been unthinkable in more stable times. The return of Roboute Guilliman and the introduction of Primaris Space Marines have had far-reaching implications for the Collegia Titanica. The Primarch's grand strategies often rely on the overwhelming firepower that only Titans can provide, leading to increased coordination between Astartes forces and Titan battle groups. This closer integration has not been without friction, as the independent nature of many Titan legions clashes with Guilliman's more centralized command structure. Nevertheless, the combined might of Primaris warriors and god machines has proven decisive in numerous campaigns across the embattled Imperium. The quest for new STC fragments related to Titan technology has taken on a near-religious fervor. Explorator fleets plunge into the depths of uncharted space, braving alien horrors and warp anomalies in search of the knowledge that could secure humanity's future. These expeditions, while often ending in tragedy, occasionally yield breakthroughs that ripple across the Imperium. The recent discovery of the Lazarus protocols on a dead world in the Ghoul Stars has revolutionized the repair and reactivation of long-dormant Titans, offering hope for bolstering the dwindling ranks of these vital war machines. The spiritual significance of the Titans continues to grow among the wider Imperial population. On many worlds, the god machines are viewed not just as weapons, but as physical manifestations of the Emperor's will. Cults devoted to specific Titan legions have sprung up across the Imperium, their devotees seeing the actions of these colossal engines as omens and portents. This fervent faith often translates into increased recruitment and resource allocation for the Collegia Titanica, though it also brings with it the risk of religious schism and the attention of chaos corruptors seeking to subvert this powerful belief. As the lines between technology and sorcery blur in the face of ever more esoteric threats, the Collegia Titanica finds itself at the forefront of a philosophical battle within the Adeptus Mechanicus. The need for innovation clashes with the desire to preserve the purity of the machine god's creations. This internal conflict mirrors the larger struggles of the Imperium itself, torn between clinging to the glories of the past and adapting to the harsh realities of the present. The future of the Collegia Titanica, and by extension, the Imperium itself, hangs in the balance. The God Machines represent both humanity's greatest achievement and its most terrible burden, embodiments of mankind's technological peak that become ever more difficult to maintain and replace. Yet in their titanic forms lies the promise of survival, the assurance that no matter how dark the age, humanity retains the power to shape its own destiny. As new heroes rise to take command of these ancient war engines and new legends are forged in the fires of unending conflict, the Titan legions continue to stride across the battlefields of the 41st millennium. Their thunderous steps echo through time, a reminder of humanity's resilience and the terrible price of survival in a galaxy where there is only war. In the shadow of these colossal guardians, the fate of mankind will be decided, one world at a time, in battles that will shake the very foundations of the universe.